What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what we're going to try to do is we got to test the compression on the Z, and it's not something I'm looking forward to because I'm hoping that all my PSI levels are golden, because if anything is low, that's not going to be a good sign, right? So we're going to check the compression levels on the Z, and the reason why that we're testing compression on the Z is that I'm fighting some issues, man. Maybe some of y'all can comment below and let me know what your assumptions might be from why it's causing this, right? So when I'm at full throttle, it just feels like it's falling on its face, like after higher RPMs. It just falls in the face like it's not getting enough fuel pressure or something like that. So that's why I just want to first, right off the bat, test the compression of the Z, just because we did have that failed piston a while back. So we want to test that out and just make sure that everything's golden there. And then we can move on to the fuel system if everything's good with the compression. So let's jump right into it. First thing we're gonna do is make like a little area where I can write down all the compression results based on each cylinder. And we'll have a place to reference. Can't even undo blue tape. That should be enough, right? All right, let's go ahead and write it. I'm gonna write it in the order of how the cylinders are on the motor. So in the front passenger, you have your number 2, your 4, 6, and 8. And this one is 1, 3, 5, and 7. So that way, when I'm looking at it, I can tell which cylinder's what. This is not a how-to on how to check your compression of your motor. I'm just gonna do it, y'all just follow me. I'm just gonna show you certain steps that I do so I can check the compression and what you should not do, right? Like 1, you should disconnect your fuel pump, right? And then 2, disconnect your coils and all that stuff like that. So when you bump the engine, it's not trying to start and kill yourself. So, oh, what's up? Me, I just have to disconnect this right here and we should be good. So, it's kind of hard to do this with one hand. Let's see if I can. Bam. Disconnected. On the motor, you could just disconnect the main harness for your coil packs on each side. And then I'll also just disconnect them too from the coils, just in case, but you don't have to. But yeah, just do this. See if I can do it with one hand. These things are hard to do one hand. Probably not. Let's set you down. There we go. There you go. Good to go. Golden. There's never a good sign when you have to pull this thing out. So I've never even opened this, and that's kind of a failure on my part, right? Once I got this motor, so I got it as like a short block and I built it up. I should have done a compression test on it right before, when I had everything running and everything good, just to see the health of the motor. But it's a failure on my part, and I advise you not to do what I did. So when you got your kit, you open it up, it's gonna have a gauge, right? And hopefully we're right in this 150 mark right here when we do it. This is the adapter piece. It clicks in there just like a normal quick connect, disconnect, like for air hose. It connects in there, and then this piece connects to your spark plugs, right? And it has a different adapters that you can use for your different applications, for what different vehicles take different spark plugs. So did that. We'll start off with the cylinder 1 that's over here, and I already moved the spark plug wires. all the other wires are disconnected, and then I'll go ahead and remove the spark plug now. Since I'm also removing the spark plug, I already bought new spark plugs to change them out. Since I used them all last season, I like to change them out each season. I didn't get to it before the first event, but now since I'm doing this check, might as well switch them out too. And I'll probably buy another set too when I finally go get a dyno tune, so we can put new plugs in it before we test there too. So let's do this. Here's the spark plug from cylinder 1. Doesn't look that bad. I'm not the best at reading spark plugs, to be honest. I don't know if you can see that. Is it focusing? Focus. So, but that's the spark plug 1. So, all right. So we have it all set up, ready to go. I'm gonna try to place the camera here so I can watch it back. But obviously, when it starts building pressure, it's gonna hold it, and then you push this button to release the air is in there. So I'll set y'all up and see if we can catch them. All right, first one, 150. Like I said, can y'all see that? Sometimes this camera does not like to focus. All right, so that's 150. That's good on that one. Let's move on to the next one. And I'll write it down on the. And then we'll come here. I don't know where my freaking marker went, so we'll use a pen. All right, 150. There you go. Okay, since we have that one out, I like to replace my spark plugs now. What I like to use is NGK TR55 spark plugs. Now, I think these are gapped to like 60.60, but I like to gap them to about 0.50, 0.55. So we're gonna test these and put them in. All right, we're on cylinder 2. Let's see how this one goes. Like we're at almost right at 152, so that one's good. This is gonna be cylinder 4. Let's check it out. I heard some air, so I don't think it's tight enough. Let's try this again. This one is a little bit past 150. I'll say, yeah, like 153 or something like that, 154 or so. 153. I'm gonna test cylinder 6. Let's keep on going. So we're looking good on this one. It looks like about the same as the last cylinder. Cool. So this is cylinder 8. That one's looking strong. Yeah, that looks like almost, what, almost 160. Or maybe it is like 160. All right, guys, moment of truth. This cylinder is cylinder number 3, and this is the one that I had the broken piston. So, cross your fingers. Let's hope that this one is Gucci. I'm really excited about that one because I thought that cylinder was gonna have maybe some bad piston rings, or this cylinder was off, right? So we're good on that one. That looked about like 150 to about 155. So boom, we're looking good. So that's cylinder. We only got 2 more. I'm pretty sure those are good as well, but we're gonna go ahead and test it, and we'll look back at the results after that. We go with cylinder 5. 150. Right there. The last cylinder, cylinder 7. Let's see. And we're good. 150, 153, around that. Oh, if we look at all the cylinders, 150, 153, they're all in range of each other, so looks like the engine's good, man. It's happy. Woo! That's good news because I thought something bad with engines. Next step is probably fuel system. So I need to check my fuel pump regulator. So I'm assuming it might be that because when I start the engine or prime it doesn't hold at like 45, 50 psi, like drops a little bit. So I wonder if there's something going on in my fuel system. It might be just that thing, man, causing the main issue. So on to trying to figure out the next problem. But compression's good on the engine, so good as that. Don't mind the board. I just had it there to hold the camera while it was filming the gauge. All right, I have the spark plugs laid out right here, just so you can get an idea of what they're doing. This is cylinder 1. To be honest with you, all of them look pretty good. It does look like I'm running really rich. So all of them kind of look like this. I don't know if y'all can see that. Focus. See? I mean, they all look exactly the same. This is cylinder 4. So, yeah, definitely got to get a tune. So I need to hit up my boy Ben because I know the car's not doing what it needs to be doing. So next thing is to check that fuel pump regulator, see what's happening with that. Okay, I'm not gonna start it. I'm just gonna prime it and see if it holds PSI. It should hold it. It shouldn't fall below what it's set to. So we'll see. See, it's already dropping. Let's prime it again. I mean, it is dropping. Now, maybe y'all can comment below, is it supposed to do that, lower? I feel like it's supposed to hold it at a certain PSI and don't fall below that. So let's see if it goes below 40. V8, I mean, I think LS motors are usually set to like 50 something. I mean, it's already at what? Below 50? It's like 47, 48. Huh. It's been a couple of seconds after I just filmed that little clip, and it's already at like 40 psi. So I don't know if it's supposed to stay where it's at and then like gradually goes down, but I think the next step from now is to actually get on the dyno and see what's going on, see what it's doing. Since my compression is good, I don't have to worry about that or taking it apart or building something else. So I think the next step, we're just gonna hit the dyno and see exactly what's going on with the tune. And cause I never really, to be honest with y'all, never really got a dyno session with this Z. I got a mail order in tune from Vengeance Racing. And so you never know what it's doing. It's probably not even doing what it's supposed to. So maybe we'll jump into that and be the next thing to do. Maybe I'll even buy another new fuel pump regulator, just be on the safe side and just have it installed, and then schedule a tune session with Ben, and then we'll see what goes on from there. But we're all good for the compression, so I'm happy about that. That's the main thing. If you all don't have one of these compression testers, make sure that you pick up one. It's good just to have it in the garage, and when you need to make a test, you can. But thank y'all for watching, man. Until next time, peace out.